Hi, my name is Thandiwe Chimbambo. I'm a public relations professional. I'm 32 years old. I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa. I work for MTN, a mobile telecommunications company, and I'm the regional manager for mobile money for Western Cape region. After high school, I did a couple of IT diplomas in Harare colleges. I went to Hexco, I went to Trust Academy, and then I went to use it when I was pursuing IT. So I did a lot of software programming and Cisco networking diplomas and certificates. My journey with public relations actually started with humble beginnings. When I came to South Africa, I went straight into the hospitality industry where I was a waitress. So I saw and identified my strength with dealing with people as I would deal with so many customers and different people every day. So that's when I realized that my strength is actually in talking to people. So I then started to pursue my career in public relations. I started off with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication Science with UNISA. And then as soon as I graduated, I registered for my honors degree in Integrated Organizational Communication. And then after that, I did my first master's, which was focused on marketing, integrated organizational marketing. And then after that, I'm now doing my second master's, which is public relations. The journey wasn't as quite as easy as you would tell it in a narrative today, because during that time you are so young and you are so faced with so many influences. So the choice to stick to school while other people are doing what they are doing, it wasn't actually an easy decision to make. But because I had trained my mind, I told myself that a degree for me is not an option, but it's something that I had to do. Then I put all my focus, my determination into that. So what I would do is that I would go to school at night. I would go to school during the day, in the morning from 8 and then up to 4. Then I would start my evening shift at night. So at the same time, I would afford to pay for my fees, and I would afford to pay for my rent and everything that I needed. So I didn't have anything on a silver platter. Everything that I had and every module that I did at university, I paid on my own. So I would face racial discrimination. I would have sexual harassment. So at those times, I remember at one incident, I actually had to quit. I told my manager, I had a confrontation in front of the whole restaurant, and I told my manager, I'm done, I'm quitting. I went home and I lay there, and I knew what I had faced. I knew what I had gone through, and I knew I didn't deserve it. But my goal was to get a degree. So I knew that whatever is going on in this restaurant, whatever I'm trying to achieve is beyond this experience. So I lay there with no motivation, no friends, no money, nothing, when I had just left my job. So it was a point of hopelessness, but I knew that what I wanted was much more valuable than this humiliation that I'm gonna face. It means nothing to me compared to what I actually want to achieve. So my drive brought me back. I actually went to the restaurant the following morning and apologized to my manager. Even if I knew that I was the one who was right, I was the victim in this incident, but I had to go back and apologize because I knew that what I wanted was much more better than what I was facing at the moment. So MTN is a very, very large international organization which is divided into so many departments and so many hierarchies. So with me, I was fortunate enough to get into MTN via the informal channels. So the informal channels allows you to deal with the streetwise people and focusing on sales. So when I started, I was just a regional administrator for the Western Cape region. I was assisting my manager in data capturing and all the administration that needed to be done. So in 2017, 2 years after I became the regional administrator, I was promoted to become a deputy sales manager for the guy that I was assisting. And then in 2019, they came a new project called Mobile Money. It's similar to the EcoCash in Zimbabwe. So when we started that mobile money, because of my experience and because of my hard work and my achievements that I had achieved in the past 4 years that I was with MTN, they trusted me with this project, and then I was appointed the regional manager for the Western Cape region for mobile money. And that's the position that I'm currently taking from 2019 in August. And last year, I actually won an award for the best execution of the mobile money project compared to the other regions in South Africa. So Western Cape won it because of me. I think it all goes back to training your mind, Stan. If you train your mind and tell yourself that this is my situation, I'm not the same person with Jennifer, I'm not the same person with Richard, this is me. And the person that I have now with me, Thandiwe, there's got no option. Richard has got parents, he can quit this job and get another one tomorrow. Jennifer can simply be taken care of by her husband, she's got everything. I didn't have all of that. I was on my own. I didn't have a home to go back to say, if I quit this, I'm going to go back to Zimbabwe and start again. So if you tell your mind that this is my situation, I don't have an option, there's no second option, because if you train your mind to tell you to tell your mind that if this happen, I'm going to quit because I can simply do that. But if you tell your mind that this is the hell that I am in, if I need to succeed, I'm going to be the devil, then you're going to be successful, because you've told yourself that it's either this or death. So if you give yourself no option in whatever you're doing, and then you draw all your strength from all the corners of your life, I think you'll be able to work harder and be determined on succeeding. I think in every aspect of life, there's always going to be injustice. So if you choose to take your injustice and focus on the negative aspects, the mind is already tired. Apart from discrimination, you're already tired. You feel like the world owes you something because you've been through this and that. So if you are in a workplace and you face challenges and you try to think, okay, because of this challenge, I'm going to quit, your brain will be conditioned to quitting. So if you tell yourself that I'm going to use these challenges as stepping stones, whatever I'm going to go through, this hate and this discrimination is going to mold myself to become the stronger person here and to become an adult here. You will see that those people who are discriminating against you will be on your side the following day once they realize how strong you are and that you don't look back and listen to what they say. Let me just generalize the challenges that we all face. Like, what happens when people look at you today as a manager and then they feel like you have had it all, you have had all the success. What they don't know is that when they see my success, it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much that went on behind the water. I'm going through a lot of pressures. I'm going through a lot of challenges. It's just that the challenges that I'm facing today on my level can be different for an entry person, but we are all facing challenges. So I think it's how you deal with those challenges that determines your way forward. If you take your challenges as a downflow, you will go down. If you take your challenges as a stepping stones and building bridges, you will get to where you want to be. So there will always be challenges like underpayments. You feel like you're doing more and then they're paying you less compared with the other person. Focus on yourself. Your journey with the other person is totally different. I know it's so unfair to this gender, to this race, but let's know where we are coming from and let's know what is at stake. You know what? There are two types of friends. I think there are people that tells you what you want to hear. They will just be telling you all those nice stuff. Wow, we are doing this, you are doing that. But I don't think those people are good for your growth. You need you need few people in your corner. I think 2 or 3 people who can tell you the truth, who can guide you and be your watchdogs, who can tell you that you're being a punk if you're being a punk. So I think having people that can tell you the truth, people that can guide you as your watchdogs, those people are the people that will keep you in line, not people who can praise you and think that you are great all the time, and that because they won't give you any motivation to do better and to do more. So I think the people that you hang around with determines who you become and who you are. Those people who just finished high school, I think you guys are still very, very young and there's so much ahead of you. There is so much, don't use your background as an excuse. I wasn't intelligent when I was growing up. I never made it to the top 5. I was always around number 7, 13 there. So it's not about what you did at school that is going to determine, or how you were performing at school that is going to determine your future. Remember, high school and school, they are just places to attain knowledge and for you to grow. So now that we have grown up, it's time to explore different industries, different professionals, different aspects of life to really find out what is it that you really want. And even if you are not academically gifted, like I said, I didn't grow up as an intelligent person, you'll find strength, you'll find what it is that you like. Some of it doesn't even require academic degrees. You can use your hands, you can use your brains. So don't don't limit yourself in a particular corner to say, I have failed high school, or I have passed high school, so this is my path. Explore. This is the time to explore. I'm sure they are all below 20, so you still have the whole globe in your hands. You still have a lot to choose from. So don't panic, relax, and take your time. To the guys that are just starting out on their professions, just know that life is not fair, and it was never meant to be fair. So it's you who can go back and rewrite your narrative, and you have your whole future ahead of you. This is the time that is going to determine the rest of your life. So don't let silly excuses, like I was saying, the discrimination or the injustice affect you. Look beyond that. Look beyond the injustice that you're facing. There is more to what you want to achieve. Focus on the end goal. The obstacles are going to be part of life, and those obstacles will actually make you a better person and equip you enough to be the better person that you are meant to be in the future. In the next 5 to 10 years, I have got dreams, big dreams planned. I'm firstly planning to finish my master's, which is next year. I'll be done with it. And then last year, I started my events company that focuses on weddings, event planning, photography. So that business is actually seasonal. In summer, that's when things get busy and stuff. So during the whole year, I'll be focusing on my studies. And then when the time comes and work, and then when the time comes in summer, then I'll focus on my events business, which will be here and there, because obviously you can't host a lot of events at the same time. Apart from that, my husband and I are going into entrepreneurship. We're actually planning to have our own Pick and Pay franchise in the next 5 years. So he has also gone back to school to get all the knowledge and all the experience that is required. So right now, as people can see me and think that I have it all, I'm actually in the same process with everyone else who's trying to get back to their feet. I'm actually in the same process with someone who's actually looking forward to something in the next 5 years. So even if you think I have it all, I don't have it all. I'm actually also learning. It's just that the levels of learning are now different depending on where we are now.